With training camps now underway for the upcoming NHL season, it's time once again that we look at another prospect pool from around the league. Hello everyone, Billy from Puck Rivals here, and today I'll be looking at the Vancouver Canucks top 5 prospects. Already a team with a great young core, this team still has some good prospects that could add to it. A prospect is eligible for these rankings if they are under the age of 24 and have not played more than 25 games in a single NHL season. Leave a comment on your top 5 Canucks prospects, and with that, let's get started and take a look at the Canucks graduates. The Canucks have 3 guys who have graduated from prospect status, and thus won't be included in the top 5. Zach McEwen and Jalen Chatfield both turned 24 this year, making them too old, while Quinn Hughes in his fantastic rookie season obviously played more than 25 games. With graduates out of the way now, let's move on to the 5th ranked Canucks prospect. Olli Juolevi is our number 5 prospect for Vancouver. The Finn is a smooth skating defenseman who can move the puck and play special teams. The former 5th overall pick has seen his development stunted with injuries since being drafted, undergoing both back and knee surgery in about a year or so. However, when Juolevi has played with the Comets in the AHL, he has been pretty solid. He was playing big minutes, blocking shots, and played both on the penalty kill and the power play. Come the start of the 2021 season, Juolevi should be fighting for a spot on the Canucks blue line, and in my opinion, will likely make it. If Juolevi can stay healthy and stay consistent, he could still become a second pairing defenseman in Vancouver. The 4th ranked Canucks prospect is goaltender Michael DiPietro. He is relatively small for a goalie, but there's no denying the talent that he possesses. He makes up for his height with great athleticism and positioning. DiPietro has been one of the top goalies in each age group he's played in throughout junior hockey, and turned pro last season with Utica in the AHL. During that first pro season, DiPietro did pretty well, having a .908 save percentage as a rookie, which was tied for 5th in the league. DiPietro will likely spend a couple more seasons in the AHL, barring any other emergency appearances, before making it to the Canucks, likely as a backup to Thatcher Demko at this point. The Canucks always seem to have a good starter and up-and-coming goalie, so we'll see how this iteration plays out. DiPietro could become a starting goalie at the NHL level. Moving on to number 3, we have another defenseman in Jack Rathbone. Now Rathbone really shot up a lot of prospect lists after having a very successful college season with Harvard. The 2017 4th rounder was over a point per game in his sophomore season before inking his entry-level deal, after Harvard announced they would not play this year. Rathbone is a great skating and transitional defenseman. He plays an up-tempo type of game and owns a good shot and can obviously produce offense. Like Olli Juolevi, Rathbone will be given a good chance to make a push for a spot on the Canucks blue line this year. For the Canucks, having Quinn Hughes and Jack Rathbone could be their own version of a Cale Makar and Sam Girard. Rathbone could become a second pairing defenseman who could play on the power play too. Coming in at the number 2 spot, we have the first forward of the group in Nils Hoglander. The Swede really made a name for himself last season with the moves he pulled off, most notably the Michigan move from behind the net. He's a small winger, but that doesn't stop him from playing a hard-nosed game. Obviously, Hoglander owns some sick mitts too, and uses that to his advantage to make plays and create scoring chances. He is at camp with the Canucks and will be pushing for a spot on the roster. However, I think it's likely he plays in the AHL this season, whenever that starts up, and could make the team come next season. Hoglander has some good upside with his offensive skills and relentless motor, and he could become a good top 6 forward for the Canucks in the future, perhaps playing alongside fellow Swede Pettersson. And that leaves us with the top-ranked Canucks prospect, Vasili Podkolzin. The Russian winger plays a powerful two-way game, and owns some untapped offensive upside on top of that. He's played in the KHL for St. Petersburg the last couple of seasons, and hasn't really played any meaningful minutes, which has affected his point totals in the league as well. This season, he is getting his highest average ice time at only about 12 minutes per game, but his offensive production is still about the same as last season, at least on a per game basis. However, when Podkolzin has put on his country's jersey, his offensive game is ever present. He has produced for Russia at the international level pretty much every time he has been given the opportunity. That's why this prospect is so interesting. There is some serious untapped offensive potential in this guy, but he hasn't showed it in the KHL, despite getting more ice time now than he has before. Still, Podkolzin should become a great top 6 two-way power winger for the Canucks. Of course, in a top 5 list we can't include every prospect in the system who could become something for an NHL team. So, for the guys who just missed out, the Canucks' honorable mentions include defenseman Jet Wu, forward Cole Lind, and defenseman Joni Jurmo. Overall, the Canucks don't have a bad prospect pool, despite losing guys like Pettersson and Hughes the last couple of years. They've got some decent to good defensive prospects to add to their core with Hughes. Their 2 best prospects could also make their forward group even that much more scary than it already is, and they've got a good young goalie that could push to be a starter, like they always seem to have. Vancouver already has a young team and a great core, so if all of these prospects pan out, it could make their team that much more deep and give an opportunity for all of the players to grow as one team for quite some time. Let us know in the comments what you think of these rankings and which team you'd like to see us do next. You can see the rest of the videos in this series in the playlist in the description below. If you enjoyed this video and love hockey like us, then don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons. This has been Billy from Puck Rivals, and I'll see you in the next video.